Hello, guys. Welcome to the AMA. Good to be here today. Last week we were actually doing AMA in East Cons, and today it's good to be back. Let me check the audio. Yeah, so I guess for today, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. Number one, of course, it's been kind of crazy lately with the market. With the war in Middle East. So I'm kind of glad that it there's seemed to be a ceasefire now, and looks like we're gonna have 2 weeks of supposedly peace. I hope that lasts for a bit, but we can't really predict anything. So overall, I think I'm quite happy that it didn't go any worse. On our side, really lately we've been kind of cooking up something I think pretty much our big next step for the LVT vault, our LNT vault. It's really we wanted to make LVT a public good for all DeFi or all Web3 any projects who wanted to use LVT. We wanted to essentially make it a protocol where it's permissionless to launch a vault. You launch a LVT vesting token, also launch your own AMM. So this would be great so that projects who issue their issue their new assets, they all, of course, they're gonna have locked tokens. Most projects do, so they don't have to worry about anything related to managing the vesting token, the actual vesting itself, and at the same time, sort of enable liquidity for the vesting token trading. So this is I think it's quite nice. It's just like, when projects nowadays, like with Bridge, you can just use like a layer zero or Stargate. Um, you essentially like make your token compliant with their either layer zero OTC OFT standard. From there, you can kind of easily bridge to any chain that's supported. But remember, like before layer zero, that essentially had this kind of like a standard. Projects really are kind of up to their own to build their own bridge or find some dedicated solution, which are, there's a ton of things you need to consider, like development and security. Security which is like huge for bridge. And nowadays with the projects like layer zero, it becomes so much easier. And we sort of wanted to do the same for token vesting and liquidity, because most projects, when they lock their token, they're going to have some locked positions for future unlocks. And so per project have to like essentially like gradually vest their token with their investors or with their teams, with foundation. So with our solution, essentially, we want to make this a one in all sort of platform where you can build your own vesting contract. And with that, the biggest difference, like compared with nowadays project typically they use token management platform for the actual vesting, which is like you would actually tell this platform like Magna, at given date, you're gonna give this wallet X amount of token that then is kind of done through the third party. With us, we can do that, but more importantly, it's at the beginning we will let you mint VT. So this become essentially like an on-chain mechanism where you mint the VT, and from there you send the VT to your vesting token holders, like your investors, your team, and then they hold this VT, and then you don't have to use a third party for the actual vesting. You could actually just send the token to it's called, in our case, it's called the reward pool or buyback pool, the actual token T. And then when vesting happens, the VT holders, they can come redeem the T token, the actual token with VT. So what's nice about that, it's um, in this case, like at the get-go, like right after your TGE, your all the stakeholders, they actually all are already starting to hold vesting token VT, which is also an ERC20 token, and they can easily use this to do things in your design, such as staking, trading. Of course, they can start to trade them if it's allowed by by the project. They can start trading, which is largely very much welcomed by early users. Once token TGE, if they have the option to trade that, that's quite good. But of course, it's subject to the actual contract between the project and the stakeholders. And they can also use the VT, which is ERC20 tokens, as quite conveniently be able to be used for governance, for like voting. So you build in all these sort of functions at the right after your TGE. You might let's say you have 100 million tokens, and at TGE, the liquid in circulation you have 20 million. That 80 million you could mint them as VT, which is and this distribute them to the stakeholders, so that they don't have to like they like investors, they don't need to like worry if they're going to receive the token in the future, because they already get these sort of receipt that is liquid and composable. And then when the actual vesting happens, they just need to come and then trade with the burn the VT and then get the actual token T from the reward pool. So it's a all in all platform where you can manage your vesting token. You can distribute the vesting token at any given time, and then let users have the freedom of either trading, staking, and all these functions that you can build. And then instead of having like 80% of your token supply locked in a contract, you actually create this derivative where it flows. And then we all know that when the capital flows, it's just going to be so much more efficient in DeFi or in TradFi. So yeah, so for us, we wanted to make this essentially like a permissionless protocol, so that any projects launching in the future or already launched, they can like make their locked assets essentially freely tradable. So sort of like unshackle this this big portion of liquidity among these among your total FDVs. So yeah, so we're upgrading our contracts. We built quite a few vaults so far. Like we actually had pretty decent tractions. So it's natural for us to think about the next step, which is to scale this up by making it more modular, more permissionless and autonomous. So yeah, so I think by the end of maybe April, we could have be able to have this upgrade complete, and then we're gonna probably run some test launches with the field partners. And our sort of vision is that this could be the standard way of launching tokens across the board. Either like you're a project doing ICOs, or you do a private launch, or if you're launching Binance Wallet or OKX Boost, it's all supported because it comes down to the vesting. Like all vesting needs to be managed, and then previously projects has spent too much time sort of doing this on their own. It's quite manual. There's also like risk of like centralization risk, and then with the when project actually run their own vesting, because we know all these like hacks going on, like through like social engineering, trying to let you send sometimes like simply sending token to another contract that becomes sort of vulnerable nowadays. Um, with this, it's much more straightforward. It's all sort of predefined, and the contract afterwards it just kind of take care of itself. So you don't have to so that project don't have to send a vesting token to each one of their investors, Instead, the investors hold the VT and come and claim those vesting tokens when the time comes. Yeah, so this is I think it's quite cool. And I know it's sort of like a pretty boring market right now. Like there's not that much things going on in DeFi, but I think this is what we want to do, and then would love to see projects starting to adopt this once we become ready. So again, probably by the end of April, or and then we likely could see this product live in May. Yes, so that's pretty much the main update I wanted to kind of shed some light on. On the other hand, I think all of our current products are running pretty smoothly this week. We are also fully integrated on Uniswap router, which is like finally we're able to do that, because it does take them quite a long time to sort of vest your project and then make sure you're not a bad actor. So with that said, what it means is that for people who like to trade ATH, Aethir's ATH token via ATH, you can actually directly use USDC or Ethereum to buy and sell via ATH on Arbitrum. Previously, you can also do that, but it's two steps. You have to use ATH, which is the in our AMM. But now it's because of the router, it's much more free. Yeah, so I think that's pretty nice. So that means basically like going forward with all of our wallet, we're gonna have the router integration. So yeah, let's see what else. Basically, I think other than that, we're pretty good. Like of course, last week we were at the conference. I think there are actually quite some conferences going on this month. I think there's something in Hong Kong that our team's gonna go. So it's very nice to see still lots of teams out there pushing their narratives, trying to make business happen. Because after all, like even though this is a decentralized, it's still kind of up to the people to make things happen. So definitely great to see the energy from the industry. Met with lots of great founders. Met with some of our partners as well, including like ZeroG, which is our long-term partner. Still kind of waiting to launch the product with them. And also met with Monad. We've been actually cooking something with Monad lately. So pretty soon, I think you guys are going to see our product launching on Monad. And yeah, so also want to shout out to Arbitrum, which is our longest lasting eco partner. And, like if you've been following us, our longest standing product has been live on Arbitrum for like I think close to like 9 months now. So they've been giving us a ton of support with regard to our potential TGE, and also introducing us to a ton of partners in the ecosystem. I think a big sort of strength with Arbitrum is the trading, because as a layer two for Ethereum, Arbitrum has sort of built a complete eco for like perp dexes, like all kinds of trading, like derivatives, and then I think that's going to be great for our product and for our token as well, because we like project to create their own investing token that is liquid. So basically, it would be great to sort of enable VT trading on these perp dexes one day. Of course, like it does need to kind of build up some liquidity, but yeah, and then also for our own token, I think if we have, of course, we're gonna have CEXs and also some wallet launches. But if we also at the same time also have like a Hyperliquid, but on Arbitrum, that's gonna be huge because most of the users are still on Arbitrum or BNB chain. So definitely just want to shout out to the Arbitrum team for the continuous support. So yeah, I mean, let's see. I might pause here for a bit in case you guys have any questions. Because after all, it is an AMA. So if you have any questions, feel free to just kind of put something in the comment section and I'll take a look. Yeah. So anyway, so going forward with April, we are kind of gearing up towards our TGE. I think it's been kind of like a long time coming. We grow quite a bit, like for the past 6 months, really going from like, I think 400K TVL to up to like 93 million in a couple months. And then cumulative trading volume across all the VTs has far exceeded 100 million, and it's still growing. And we have a pretty detailed plan in terms of how to grow both vertically and horizontally for 2026. So I think launching our token it's just going to be an extra boost to sort of to kind of propel our upcoming missions. Of course, in the beginning, I kind of talked a little bit about the bigger picture for our VT Vault, which is to make the vesting token trading a public good, so that all projects launching their tokens can use our platform to issue vesting token, handle their token management, actual vesting management, at the same time also providing early users with liquidity. So that once that becomes a protocol, I think the scalability will be much more straightforward because we don't have to essentially open up new vaults for each new projects. People can just kind of do their own thing. Yeah, so I think it's a pretty big vertical overall because right now about $1 trillion total market cap across all crypto sector. Still about 35% of that it's locked and being invested. For example, like with Monad token, I think probably like 20% it's in circulation. Like the rest, 80% out of their 3-4 billion FDV, it's still being invested. So those are our target market. We want those tokens to be able to flow so that holders can use them to either do staking or governance or simply trading. It's just going to be so much more liquidity than simply the 20% that's being um, in circulation. I also think this is kind of nice because we know that as tokens tend to vest and old projects lost steam, price tend to go down. However, if the vesting token becomes tradable early, not only early holders can get can essentially have more change of hands of the token, and that's essentially important because it's going to decrease sell pressure if there's more trading ahead of the actual unlock. So I think overall that's going to change the dynamic of how crypto sector has been for the past few cycle, which is it's like the older it's very hard for old projects to kind of sustain. I think that's pretty much it in terms of things that I wanted to cover. If we don't have any further questions, I think we're probably gonna just cut today short because I'm a little bit under the weather if you can hear. The traveling does kind of take a toll on us. But yeah, so definitely lots of great things to sort of look forward to. Um, also, feel free to participate in our weekly events on Discord. I think we're doing a ton of new events on Discord with some rewards, small rewards. It'd be great to kind of have you guys all participate. Yeah, so with that, I think I'm probably gonna conclude the AMA today. Yeah, hope you guys have a nice and then also safe rest of the week. Yeah, thank you. Bye.